Finding problems? That's easy. They exist in every community. I'm Terry Springs, your host. We're looking deeper, and we are talking solutions, finding out how we all can make a difference. Today on Talking Solutions, we've got Stephanie Parker from the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation, and we also have Danielle Heyman, who has got an event coming up next Friday on the 10th. It's the 70's Prom at the Silverton. Stephanie, if I can start with you. I think we've all heard about the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. Obviously, it's for kids, right?
Yeah, we've got a couple of exciting programs. I think all of us have been touched by cancer. The Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation serves local children. We are not a national organization, and that's why we rely on wonderful people like Danielle and Champaign Life and the Silverton to support the things that we do. We have over 45 programs and services with 2 locations. We have a pediatric location that serves children with cancer, and it's not just cancer. It's HIV/AIDS, it's sickle cell, hemophilia, renal disease, immunologic diseases. So we really have a wide range of services that we provide to children suffering from life-threatening illnesses. Some of the great things that we do, as soon as a child is diagnosed, within 24 hours, we are in touch with that family. And once we make that contact, we find out where they are as far as financially, educationally, psychologically. We have social workers, we have licensed clinical social workers that provide counseling at no charge to our families. We have an education program where we have a wonderful inpatient classroom at Sunrise Children's Hospital. So when they can't go to school, they can go to the classroom and meet with an actual teacher and continue their education so they're not missing anything. And then when we have families who are in financial distress, we pay for mortgages, rents, utilities. We make sure they have food. We make sure they have the medications that they need. So we take the stress out of a tragic illness, and that's what we like to do. We service the whole family. That's at our pediatric location. And then we also have an adult location where we provide healing arts and wellness services, and it's called the Caring Place. So it's a beautiful spa-like atmosphere that our adults go into who have been diagnosed with cancer, or their families of people who have been diagnosed with cancer. They go in and they are able to enjoy spa treatments and different healing arts therapies such as massage therapy, Reiki, and just so much more. It's a wonderful, wonderful place.
Wow, you guys have a lot going on.
We have a lot going on.
That's a good thing. How long has the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation been in existence?
It was established in 1993, so we are over 22 years now. We've been in the community, and again, we are not affiliated with any national organization. We are completely local, and we make sure to support our children and our families that are here living in Southern Nevada.
And supporting our locals is what we are all about.
Absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to getting some information about your big fundraiser coming up next Friday. Stephanie, you're saying, too, that Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation is actually more. It's more than just cancer. It's a lot of different medical, life-threatening illnesses, none of which a child should ever have to deal with, or their families. These kind of diagnoses turn families upside down in so many ways.
It definitely does. It's very true. It affects the entire family, and it's not just when they're diagnosed, but even actually after they've become survivors. The psychological ramifications are immense, and we continue to serve the whole family. It's not just when they're diagnosed. So even after they're well, we continue to take them by the hand and make sure that they are supported psychologically. We have patient-sibling workshops. We have our family workshops, and our parents come in and can get help with us. So we're there for them at any time they need us. We have an amazing, it's actually more along the fun side, but it's a favorite of the kids. It's Camp Cartwheel. It's a summer camp for critically ill children.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, oh, it's fabulous. You have to come up there. It's really an unforgettable experience, but we host 200 critically ill children along with their siblings because, as I said, we always include the siblings and the family members in the activities that we have to keep them together. We have 180 volunteers that come up, and it's just sheer fun. We've got a lake up there. It's at the Torino Ranch. It's a private ranch. We've got a lake, canoeing, rock wall climbing, scuba diving. I mean, it's beautiful. It's amazing. And I've actually heard children say, this is better than Disneyland, which that's a pretty big statement. But
Yeah.
I've actually heard it a couple of times. And so the kids are already excited, and that's at the end of July.
I know that I've heard of Camp Cartwheel. I want to say Cure for the Kids was involved with that. You know, there's different organizations. Their people come and volunteer to be part of Camp Cartwheel. People know about it and they love it.
Right. Cure for the Kids, actually, they are our doctors. They're the medical side of things. So they handle the doctors that they have there, and the staff there are all medical. We are not on the medical side of things. So when they diagnose a child, they refer those children to us. And then we help them there on the emotional side and the financial side and the educational side. So
everybody works in tandem.
works together, right?
Because it's so great to have the kids in a situation like the summer camps with Camp Cartwheel, but it's also important when you've got children who are dealing with those life-threatening diseases to also have the medical supervision that's necessary so that their parents don't worry. They go, no, they're being taken care of. We know the people who know what to do are there right there with them.
Right, and we actually have a wonderful medical staff at Camp Cartwheel. They come up from UMC's trauma unit, fabulous doctors and nurses, and they come up to camp. So we are a 24-hour medically supervised camp. What's great fun is to see that the doctors actually have the largest squirt guns of all. So they're bigger than what the kids have, and they're the first ones into the lake and the first ones starting the water balloon fight. So they're trouble, but they're really good at what they do.
It's fun trouble.
It's fun trouble. It's fun trouble.
I heard you mention also, by the way, we're talking this morning with Stephanie Parker from the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. You mentioned siblings a few minutes ago, and I think so many times people forget when I mentioned some kind of a life-threatening diagnosis for a child, turns the whole family upside down. It also severely impacts their siblings.
Very much so, and that's why we have the patient and sibling workshops, and some of our events are sibling-specific only. What we find is once a child is diagnosed, so much of the attention, which of course that would naturally happen, but so much of the attention goes on to that ill child from the family, from the friends, and everybody's so worried that the siblings, the family thinks, well, they're okay. Well, they're not really okay because they're scared, they're frightened. Sometimes they get jealous, they get angry at the situation, and so they need that emotional support just as much. And those are just the things that the families learn as they are diagnosed, because obviously they don't not give the siblings attention on purpose. It just kind of happens because all of your attention is on your child who's sick. And
sure.
So we make sure to keep the family together and to work as hard as we can to ensure that they are all emotionally stable and can get through the disease.
Everybody in the family is affected by a diagnosis of this sort. I'm wondering, a lot of times too, Stephanie, when I've heard Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation mentioned, a lot of times Candlelighters is involved somehow in maybe a fundraiser. I know there was one recently that I heard about. Candlelighters were mentioned, I think, in the same sentence with Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. Are they a separate, just a good unit of people who raise funds for a great cause, which is yours?
Well, true. Candlelighters is a separate organization from ours, and Candlelighters is a national organization. They're affiliated with the organization nationally. What Candlelighters does is they help children who are diagnosed with cancer only. And we are cancer along with a number of other life-threatening and critical illnesses, because there are so many illnesses out there that are not served by any foundation. For instance, sickle cell. Sickle cell disease normally is, the people who are diagnosed are African Americans, 95% African American.
Yeah, it's a genetic thing.
Yes, absolutely. And you could have multiple children in a family that are diagnosed with sickle cell. There is no organization to help them, and a lot of times they spend long hospital stays. They need a lot of medication. They go through very, very painful bouts of sickle cell, and they need a lot of financial help. So we're the only sickle cell serving foundation in the entire state of Nevada. So there are so many other diseases like the immunologic diseases that we help that no one else is out there to do that. So there are some times of the year where we work closely with Candlelighters. For instance, we have our holiday adopt a family. So with our cancer population of children, we work with Candlelighters just to ensure that they are basically covering a certain amount amount of families, and then we take the rest of those families so that one family doesn't get adopted twice. We want to make sure that every child that's diagnosed with cancer gets to have a wonderful Christmas. So that's when we kind of work with them the most, just to ensure that our families of cancer diagnosis are getting all that they can.
What I'm finding is as we get deeper and deeper into Las Vegas and finding out about all of the different needs and all of the different services and all of the caring people, that we really all do have to work together to make this effective, to make it work for everybody. And the way that a severe medical diagnosis like a cancer or, as you mentioned, sickle cell or so many of the autoimmune diseases or HIV/AIDS that you've mentioned, these impact families so deeply, not just financially, not just the worry about the children, but I mean, it shakes families to their core.
It really does, and we've seen that up to 80% of the parents have divorced, and that's why we offer the psychological counseling to these families. It's not just to the diagnosed child and to the siblings, but when parents need help, we're there to help them. It's such an unfortunate situation. It's so stressful, and many of our families do divorce and break up, so we try our best to keep them together, but it's quite a struggle.
That's a lot of stress, and that would put the end to a lot of marriages, unfortunately. When a child or a family is coming toward Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation, do they come to you after a diagnosis from a doctor and the doctor knows, the doctor's staff says, we know where we're going to refer you. We're now going to see if we can't get you some help with Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation?
That's one of the ways. We have also had instances where we've seen kids on TV that have been diagnosed, and we contact the television station and let them know that we're here to help, and then it's almost kind of a self-referral, and then the family contacts us. Our education program that I had mentioned earlier, we have the inpatient classroom at Sunrise Children's Hospital, so our teacher, she's there practically 5 days a week, full-time, and we also have volunteers there. So they meet a lot of the families that are inpatient, and that's how we also get referrals. So it's really by word of mouth. Some of our families who have been serviced will contact families who are now diagnosed. We get referrals from doctors, from child life specialists in hospital. So they really come from everywhere and anyone.
Do you have any idea, over the past 22 plus years for the existence of the foundation, how many people have you served? Have you affected? How many families have benefited from your services?
We're looking at over 5,000.
Wow.
Over 5,000. So we have new patients that are diagnosed every year. That's usually around 180 to 200 diagnoses each year. But then we're not just serving the new diagnoses. Again, we're serving the families that were maybe diagnosed 4 years ago and that are now coming back because of the psychological scars that they have. And we've had children that as survivors, they might be contemplating suicide. Just all of the emotional scars that are left on these kids, they come back to us and then we help them. So regardless if they were 14 and diagnosed and now they're 20, they come back to us and we make sure that they get that help.
They don't just get to legal age and they drop off the edge of the earth and it's like, good luck, you're on your own.
Once they're in the family, they don't get out unless they tell us they want out.
That's okay.
We have a lot of our families that show up and help out and volunteer, and 25% of our volunteers at Camp Cartwheel are counselors that were once children themselves that were diagnosed. And our assistant director, who is the director of Camp Cartwheel, he was a child that had leukemia, was served by the foundation when he was 12. And now he's just a crazy, wild, fun man that is up there leading the charge and having a great time with these kids. So he knows what it's all about.
I can't imagine that anybody would be able to relate better to a child going through those things than someone who has grown up through it.
Absolutely.
Knows what you might be facing and can do that one-on-one contact like nobody's business.
Well, and that's why he's a favorite at Camp Cartwheel, and his camp name is Krusty. So the kids love him, and everybody has a camp name at Camp Cartwheel. And honestly, some of the people that we know, we don't refer to them by their real names because we wouldn't know who you were talking about. We've got their names on paper, but we know them by their camp names. So
I think one of the organizations that mentioned Camp Cartwheel to me in the past, because I have heard about it in a couple places, was Leukemia and Lymphoma Society as well.
We had many of their children come up to our camp. Absolutely. That's one of the diseases that we serve as well.
It's got to cost money. How do you pay for all of these services that you give to kids and their families?
Well, we have a lot of wonderful events throughout the year. We have major fundraising events, and our website where we list all of our events is www.NVCCF, as in Frank.org. So anyone can go to that website and see everything we've got coming up. One of the amazing things we have coming up is the 70's Prom, which I'm so excited for. It's going to be fabulous, not to mention the music and just the fun and the way people are going to dress. We're really excited about it, but companies like Champagne Life and Danielle over here and the Silverton are doing amazing things for us, and this is what we really need to continue the 45 programs and services
Stephanie,
that we provide.
You're making the best segue possible. By the way, Danielle, Stephanie, you like the air conditioning in this room? It's been hot in Las Vegas lately.
So much better than it is outside right now.
I'm not going to complain about being cold for quite some time. Yes, what we've got in studio today, we're talking about the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation with Stephanie Parker. We also have Danielle Heyman, just referring to you with the 70's Prom. I got to tell you off the front, I am old enough. My prom was a 70's prom. Been there, done that, had a lot of fun. Now, back in Kansas, we just had the DJ playing the 45s. You know, we didn't have a band. We were in the gymnasium of our school and having a good time. But man, the music, the clothes. I want to know about the 70's Prom, and this is one of the reasons why we wanted to make sure to do the show this weekend, because it's coming up next Friday night, the 10th, at the Silverton. Danielle, what's the deal?
Yes, thank you for having me. I am the owner of Champagne Life. We are a lifestyle brand located in Henderson, and we feature luxury gifts. So we service Las Vegas locals, local corporations, small businesses, nonprofit organizations, and we create one-of-a-kind gifts. So we do corporate gifts. We specialize in customizing, labeling bottles of wine and champagne. We do very unique promotional products. And we are now starting to touch into more of a charity event arena, which we are extremely excited about. So for our first charity event debut, we decided on doing a 70's prom. Some people might wonder, why do a 70's themed prom and why partner with the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation? With that being said, we did a little bit of research, and a lot of people that we spoke with either didn't have a very nice prom experience, never got to go, or just simply wanted to relive that and enjoy it. So we decided on the prom, and we also decided to do 70's music. It would just be a great theme. We are also doing a prom king and queen contest, also a best dress contest, and following with a best dance moves contest as well. We're really planning on making this a big, lovely event, and we are really looking for people to come out, have a wonderful evening with their loved ones or friends, just get away from work and stress, and also really give back to a wonderful organization here in the community.
Oh, and the music can't be beat. 70's was all about disco and Casey and the Sunshine Band, and you got to do play that funky music, white boy.
Oh, we are. Yes. We have a wonderful DJ.
It's going to be a good time. So it's at the Silverton next Friday. A lot of their stuff happens in the Vail Pavilion, which is a great setting.
Exactly. That is where it's going to be at, and it starts at 7 p.m. We have a lot of wonderful features to add to the event. So the first 100 attendees will receive a gift bag filled with all types of wonderful gifts and vouchers, lots of really great stuff included there. And also, we have a great sponsor, Mix Fusions Moscato by Nicki Minaj, will be providing our first 250 guests with a complimentary glass of their lovely Moscato.
Really?
So we are definitely encouraging our guests to show up early and on time and redeem all the great gifts that we have from all of our sponsors.
And the money that you're going to raise on Friday benefits the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation.
Exactly. And at the entryway of the Vail Pavilion, we are collecting new backpacks and school supplies from the guests, and those are all going to be donated to the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation as well for the children. So in return for bringing school supplies and backpacks, we are giving raffle tickets to the guests in exchange for that. We have tons of really lovely giveaways there. We have weekend stays at some local resorts. We have golf packages, some really great items to give away. So we're definitely encouraging everybody, whether it's, a few packs of crayons and pencils, whatever you're able to bring, we are definitely encouraging that.
And I would imagine too, Danielle, that if you didn't have those items, the school supplies, the backpacks in your possession, if you whipped out a little bit of money and maybe donated money, you could get a raffle ticket as well.
Exactly. We are definitely accepting donations in exchange for raffle tickets. Basically, we're just trying to obtain as much as we possibly can to submit it to this wonderful foundation just to benefit the kids.
I was looking at the flyer advertising next Friday night at the Silverton in the Vail Pavilion, the 70's prom. You're going to do prom type pictures?
Yes, we are going to have a traditional prom photo setup. So we're going to have the red carpet, the backdrop. We will have our photography team there. So they are actually going to take the pictures, print them off, and put them in a nice frame. And we will have those for sale for $20 a piece. And the portion of the proceeds from the photos will also be donated to the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. So we are just really trying here to generate as much as we can to give back.
All for a good cause. Knowing how we are these days, I'm sure we'll all be doing selfies and putting them on social media right away and spreading the word. But right now, today would be a great time for you to get involved with the 70's prom next Friday night for the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. It's going to be fun. I don't know if I've got any more of those double knit kind of outfits that they had. So,
oh, you can go shopping. I'm sure some of the thrift stores around town have some really great stuff. And, we are not requiring any specific dress code. If you want to wear 70's, that's great. If you'd like to wear a formal, prom gown or suit, that's wonderful. Or you can just wear whatever you want. We're just encouraging people to come, be comfortable, and really enjoy a great night.
Looks like starts at 7, goes till about midnight. So you got hours and hours of dancing and having all kinds of fun.
Yes, we're really anticipating a really great group of people, all types of different people from around the valley, and we're just encouraging people to come enjoy some cocktails, put on their dancing shoes, and give back to an organization that has really helped so many wonderful families. I can say for myself, I have been extremely blessed in my lifetime, and we are approaching our first year of business with Champagne Life, actually on the date of this 70's prom, and for us, we really wanted to find a great way to give thanks and give back for everything that we've received from the community and just out of life. So we are extremely thrilled to be partnering with the Silverton and Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. And if anybody would like to purchase tickets or VIP table packages, they can buy them directly on silvertoncasino.com.
silvertoncasino.com. That's where I went to find out about it the other day. And if you want the links, also we'll put everything, including a podcast of this show, on our Talking Solutions Facebook page. Here's another bonus about Friday night's event, the 70's prom at the Silverton. Not only is it for charity, not only is it a good time, the best dancing music anywhere. Dancing Queen by ABBA, got to do that, I'm sure. It's inside in the air conditioning and events that are going on during the summer months here in Las Vegas. Outside, a little iffy. Inside in the AC in a beautiful setting. And I've been in the Vail Pavilion many times before. It's a great event. It's a good-sized place, but not too cavernous. It's just right for a great event like this. And yeah, it's going to be really comfortable in this weather. Sound good? SilvertonCasino.com. 70's prom. That sounds like a lot of fun. We're talking to Danielle Heyman with Champagne Life, putting on the 70's prom. Also have Stephanie Parker with us with the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. We were talking about Danielle's website for 70's prom so that they can get information, come do this fundraiser to help you guys. What about your website again? I know we mentioned it earlier.
NV, like Nevada, CC, F as in Frank.org. And we've got the 70's prom information posted on our news. And we also are are on Facebook, and we are also on Twitter.
Excellent. You can get the info lots of places.
Absolutely.
Bottom line is you want to go. Friday night, days away. Time to get your tickets. It really is going to be a lot of fun. Thinking you're both going to be there, right?
I wouldn't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Our office is buzzing about it. We're very excited about it. Our board members are excited about it. So how can you not be? I mean, you're right. It's the best music, and it's going to be the best time.
And air conditioning. I just want to throw that in. That's always a good thing for an event in Las Vegas in the summertime. Have you decided what you're wearing yet?
I'm still perusing my closet. I haven't gone shopping yet. I'm going to try and put something together, but I know some of our staff members are perusing the thrift stores, and they're very excited about it.
Danielle, have you decided? Do you know?
Well, I have my heels picked out. They're very disco-y,
Clunky.
although I do not have the rest figured out. So I'm hoping that I figure it out this weekend before the event. Also, if people want any additional information about the backpack drive or just to view the flyer, get any other features of the event, they can also view that at champagneLifeGifts.com.
All right, champagneLifeGifts.com. Got websites for you, all the information, the show itself on the Talking Solutions Facebook page. Going to be a good time. It's next Friday night, July 10th, 7 to midnight at the Vail Pavilion inside the Silverton. The 70's Prom. I was at a 70's Prom. I don't have that dress anymore, but that should not stop anyone. And yeah, the thrift stores are a great idea. I want to say thank you to Danielle Heyman with Champagne Life putting together this whole 70's Prom, and also Stephanie Parker with the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. It's going to be a fun event. We want everybody to go out and have a good time. And thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Solutions.
Thank you.